Coming up on Mountain News this morning, despite multiple warning signs, many drivers in Pike County are using an unopened road, putting themselves and others at risk of serious injury.
And despite the unusually rainy weather we've had for the past couple of weeks, a burn ban is now in effect statewide.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Madison Pergram.
Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning on this Monday. And Madison, one day this week, you might not believe it, but only one day this week is there rain in the forecast.
I know. When you look at the 7-day, it's sun, sun, sun. I'm enjoying it. I'll take it.
You know, I would rather it be some snow, but at the rate we've had this rain, Brandon, I think everyone's going to take a break minus tomorrow.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's going to be a nice welcome break, and again, it lasts all week, so just enjoy it while it lasts, because I'm sure things will change as we head deeper into the forecast. Let's take a look and see what's going on across the region this morning. A few clouds on the satellite radar. They're starting to build in more toward Lake Cumberland, so I'd say we'll start to cloud up here before too long, but the moon's still out. You can see it there, a little pinpoint there in the sky, just to the right there of the banner saying WYMT Studios here in Hazard. So again, hanging out there this morning. Temperatures, Jackson's the only one left at 40. Pikeville just fell to 39, 20s and 30s across most of the region. Again, Jackson the lone holdout there. So you could see a little bit of frost on your windshield this morning. So give yourself time for a quick scrape as you head out the door. And again, it's going to be a fairly nice day after getting into the 30s this morning with some sunshine, more clouds, and 60 this afternoon, and rain chances as we head into the overnight hours, getting down to right around 46.
Thank you, Brandon. We're learning about a crash involving one truck in Lee County, Virginia. The crash happened on Friday just after 10 p.m. on Old Route 58. Officials say a pickup truck was traveling east on Old Route 58 when it ran off the right side of the road near Route 708. The truck then overturned, and police say the driver, Michael Day of Big Stone Gap, was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. He died from his injuries.
Meanwhile, we learned last night that one man died in a crash in Wayne County, West Virginia. Troopers say 32-year-old Sammy Spalding was ejected from his car Saturday night. It happened on the 4600 block of Jenny's Creek Road near Kermit. No one else was in the car at the time.
Also in Pike County, crews worked all day Saturday cleaning up after a train derailed in the Draffing community Thursday. Crews worked to secure the remaining rail cars and remove the ethanol still left in the tanker cars. According to the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet, the ethanol removal should be complete. Once it is all extracted, the rail cars and trains will be removed. They also say that surface water sampling and intake sampling at treatment plants are happening every 4 hours to monitor potential impacts caused by cleanup work at the site.
Officials are cracking down on drivers using an unopened road in Pike County. There are multiple warning signs. However, some continue to use the new US 460 between Beaver and the Virginia state line.
Transportation Cabinet officials tell WYMT Marion Fletcher if this unsafe act continues, someone may be seriously hurt.
Officials want to make one thing clear.
New US 460 from Beaver to the Virginia state line is not open.
Sarah George with the Transportation Cabinet says many drivers are ignoring the signs.
If they use this road, which is not officially open, they are guilty of trespassing.
The new US 460 in Pike County between Beaver and the Virginia state line is still under construction.
Some people think a better alternative, faster, and easier drive.
But while doing this, you're putting yourself and others around you in danger.
The lanes that are paved are actually the westbound lanes,
creating conditions for a head-on collision.
There are concrete barriers in the median, and there's nowhere to go if you run into somebody.
Not to mention liability issues.
You run the risk that your insurance company will not cover the damages.
And the possibility of receiving a ticket.
They can be stopped and ticketed for criminal trespassing.
George says they understand why many want to try driving on the new road, but in the end.
But it is closed. It is not legal to be driving on it.
She says it is not worth the risk. In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, officials say this portion of Kentucky 460 should be open sometime later this year.
Officials from the Laurel County Sheriff's Office say Lee Bennett Jr. of Corbin was arrested during a traffic stop Saturday. Officials say a deputy pulled Bennett over because he was weaving in the roadway and there was no registration plate on the car he was driving. Officials say a further investigation found Bennett was under the influence. He is now facing several charges and was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center.
And staying in Laurel County, deputies arrested 4 people during a traffic stop Saturday. A deputy pulled over a Tahoe for equipment violations and says he smelled marijuana coming from the vehicle. After searching the Tahoe, deputies found marijuana and a large amount of cash. The 4 people inside were taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. After being searched there, officials say they also found 2 ounces of meth in their possession.
Starting Saturday, a burn ban is now in effect throughout the Commonwealth. Despite recent rainy weather, Kentucky forest fire hazard season is here. The ban runs until April 30th. However, you can burn between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. Chief Randy Courtney with the Island Creek Fire Department says you should think twice before violating the ordinance.
Because we can make you put it out. If we see it during the day and you're doing it, we can make you put a fire out.
Officials say the high winds during this time of the year is the cause for the ordinance. While burning, always keep a fire extinguisher or a water hose nearby, and also never leave a fire unattended during any time of the year.
Well, hundreds of American travelers are returning to the U.S. after they were quarantined in Japan because of the coronavirus outbreak in Asia.
Deborah Alfarone reports from Washington.
U.S. citizens aboard the Diamond Princess touched down in Northern California overnight, bound for Travis Air Force Base. The cruise ship is the site of the largest coronavirus outbreak outside of China. It's been docked in Tokyo's harbor since February 5th, with all on board under a quarantine order.
Here we go.
Yesterday, its American passengers were offered a way out.
The bus will take you to the airplane. Airplane takes you to the United States, and then you get your passport. All good with that?
Okay. The State Department chartered 2 planes and offered to fly them to the U.S. Most accepted the offer.
We're exhausted, but we're on the plane, and that's a good feeling. Pretty miserable wearing these masks, though.
Those travelers aren't home free yet. They've already spent nearly 2 weeks in quarantine, but they'll have to wait a while longer to reunite with their families and friends.
When you come back to the United States, importantly, they're still subjected to a 14-day quarantine. And the reason for that is that the degree of transmissibility on that cruise ship is essentially akin to being in a hot spot.
Health officials are also trying to track down passengers from another cruise liner, the Westerdam. After they disembarked in Cambodia Friday, one of them, an 83-year-old American woman, tested positive for the coronavirus. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
Now, the Chinese government's most recent figures put the death toll from the virus at 1,770. 5 other victims have died outside of the country.
And as several passengers from the cruise ship were able to leave and come back to the U.S., one Eastern Tennessee couple could not. This is Dr. Arnold and Janine Hopeland of Elizabethton, and Japanese health officials say Mrs. Hopeland has tested positive for the coronavirus. They found this out early yesterday morning, and Dr. Hopeland so far has tested negative, but said he fully intends to stay with his wife.
Forecast this morning, a little chilly in spots, a little warmer in others. Let's take a look at those temperatures, and you'll see anywhere from the mid to upper 20s to right around 40 there this morning. Most spots in the low to mid 30s right now. Pikeville, one of the warmer spots at 39, along with Jackson at 40. You see feels like temperatures, a little bit of a breeze blowing. Some spots not as bad, but others down toward the Monticello, Lake Cumberland area, seeing the low 30s there and even upper teens in some locations. So a normal day on the coffee meter, but of course it's Monday. A little extra always on Mondays. Emoji cast today, clouds will increase, but a mild day. So again, that's a day we can get behind. Rain chances tomorrow, and then as we head toward Wednesday, clouds early, maybe a stray chance for a sprinkle or a snowflake, but then sunshine returns by the afternoon. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning.
More news is on the way. Coming up, a Washington woman is behind bars after police say she posed as a newborn photographer and attempts to steal infants from their mothers.
And the search is underway for a mountain lion in California after it attacked a 6-year-old girl in what officials are calling an extremely rare attack.